Alright, so my mic may be terrible. It's all good. We're watching what could be a historical storm, hurricane, or tropical storm right now, but soon to be Hurricane Debbie here. As we continue throughout the day, the situation is going to get much worse than it already is right now. On this radar, you can see the eye. You can see the center of that storm. The only thing that's stopping this from going full-blown hurricane mode is the fact that we have... One second, let me lift my mic. The fact that we have this dry air from the southwest over here infiltrating the core of it, that's kind of keeping it a little bit tame. However, as we continue throughout the day, that may not stay the same, and we could get this whole entire storm wrapping up on the southwest side, and then we get a category 1 to 2 hurricane. Again, this is not the biggest threat. Florida is, honestly, in my opinion, not going to get the impacts that South Carolina will. Alright, let me just check out. I was just checking out my mic, but yeah, if we go to rainfall totals, if we go to NHC website, National Hurricane Center, this, and then rainfall potential, you can see that this whole area along the coast of South Carolina has at least 8 to 12 inches of rain coming for them. Of course, they have Georgia, still Savannah. You could be seeing anywhere from 20 to 30 inches of rain. That is historical. That is out of proportion from anything seen in this area in quite a while. Again, 20 to 30 inches of rain is approaching some of the most historical rain-making hurricanes of the past. And it's right in South Carolina there. That's Hilton Head. Some areas that are in this area, Hilton Head, Bluffton, Beaufort. I don't even know if it's Bluffton. Let me check. Is it Bluffton? Bluffton, yeah. I was thinking of something. Savannah, Georgetown. All these areas near Savannah and Hilton Head need to be, I'd say, evacuating. You need to, your home is probably going to be almost underwater. That's how much rain we're going to get. And the highest flooding potential is at high risk for flooding all along the South Carolina coast and some of that extreme southeastern Georgia coast that could get in on those rainfall. Or get in on the rainfall. Right now, Tropical Storm Debbie's at a good 992 millibars. And a few hours ago, or 3 hours ago, we had that drop from 100 or 1,002 or 1,004 millibars to 992. Happened fast, but this storm is strengthening. Right now, it's in a little bit of that phase because of that dry air. But it's a yeah, I don't know, my bad, but if we go to peak storm surge, we can see 2 to 4 feet of storm surge from the South Santee River all the way down to the mouth of the St. Mary's River that separates Georgia and Florida right here, I think. And we have 6 to 10 feet of storm surge, and that's really only seen in the most intense storms. We could even get higher than that. It depends on how much the storm's able to strengthen it until it makes landfall in Florida. Speaking of where it's going to make landfall, if we look at, for example, wrong tab. If we look at Idalia came from here, it rode the Florida coast and kind of made landfall there. That's terrible. But it kind of did this. This came from down here and is going north and is going to go that way. And what's different about this and Idalia is Idalia didn't have the flash flooding impacts that it would have if it was more stationary. This is extremely stationary all the way back from back here. You can tell because we have the category 90 or category 1 90-mile winds right here, and it's 70 over here because you could see with the times 8 p.m. on the 5th, and this is the 5th at 8 a.m. It's going to spend 12 hours going from here to here. It's going to spend 12 hours going 80 miles. That is slow. Really slow. And it's going to get worse. Right here. This is 8 a.m. Another 12 hours to get here to here. And another 12 hours. And another 12 hours. This, another 12 hours. We have 12-hour increments. That's what the NWS, or National Hurricane Center, is really saying. Between each point from here all the way to here. Right here, again, the 8th, 8 a.m. This is the 9th at 8 a.m. So this is 24 hours for the storm to go from point A to point B, right here. It's going to be bad. We have 12 hours for it to go this distance. That is going to leave all the areas in this more dark green type alert to be substantial, to be in substantial flooding areas. I cannot speak, but they can get substantial flooding. In these areas along the coast, especially near Charleston, is at a low elevation. For example, Savannah, Hilton Head Island, Beaufort, Edisto Beach, Seabrook Island, Kiowa Island, which is somewhere over here with Foley Beach, and Isle of Palms. All these areas are not high up. That rainfall is going to suck for them. And not even the coast is gonna, not just the coast, is gonna have rainfall impacts. You can see rainfall anywhere from 6 to 8 inches of rain around the Columbia area, Greenville, Spartanburg, 1 to 2 inches, Tallahassee, east of Tallahassee, and the Great Bend of Florida, 12 to 16 inches. That is a lot of rain. Anywhere pretty much from, I'd say, Columbia, Florence, southward, pretty much all the low country is going to get at least 8 to 12 inches of rain. The worst areas, again, 20 to 30 inches, but 16 to 20 inches also forecasted for the Charleston area. This is going to prompt evacuations. You are not, the scenes that are going to unfold here are not going to be pretty with that amount of rainfall. Right now, this is our cone. A tropical storm watch for the coast of South Carolina and Georgia. We already have a state of emergency for South Carolina and Florida. I don't know about Georgia yet. But this is going to keep going. And the Great Bend, it's again weird because Idalia did the exact same thing and made landfall around in this area. Again, we have seen storm surge already in the, I'm gonna go to WSV3. There. This is WSV3. You could see tornado warnings as they are passing through. This whole band is not good. We have severe thunderstorm warnings too on the far northeast part. Again, you can see this storm on satellite. You can see that news convection boom that might cement it and might make it able to rapidly intensify. See the core is probably around here. I don't know what I just turned on. Oh, it's definitely in model. Or is it in mesa? Right there. But yeah, let's look at some rainfall totals again. Except, let me go further in depth here. Let me just go to, if we go to Tropical Tidbits, this website that I've been using to track this all along, GFS, and you scroll down. You can see with the GFS, it makes landfall in Florida as a strong Category 1, possibly even Category 2. It comes in very slow. This is increments of 6 hours. It comes in, makes another landfall, and then something else comes in. That's not the most likely scenario with this. I'm liking more of the Euro solution. It makes landfall again. I don't think it's going to be 997 millibars or 995 on landfall, but who knows. It's going to continue. These are all 6-hour increments of rain. It's going to continue and have 997 millibars. A lot of wind too, a lot of storm surge, especially right here into Myrtle Beach and Charleston. As you can see, this storm is pushing all of that. Oh my god, I'm not down enough. All that into here. But yeah, all model solutions have a Cat 1 to 2. If we go to our hurricane models, for example, this one right now, we're looking at this, it's a little inaccurate right now, but we have 979 millibars. That is Cat 1 to 2, probably even Cat 2. This is the H-Worth. It did get barrel very good. This model almost nailed barrel for the most part, but it makes landfalls, again, strong Cat 1 to Cat 2. Again, I cannot rule out Cat 2. I think Cat 2 is a possible landfall. Let's see here. And you can see the rain. Hilton Head, you're not, or the Savannah area into Hilton Head in Charleston, you're not just going to get that heavy rain. You're going to get heavy rain with tornadoes. If we go to NATOcast, well, I'm not going to go to NATOcast because I don't freak anybody out. But it shows a tornado situation. And for some reason, this model shoves this into Louisiana. That's not going to happen. Let's go to HO1 here. You see it starts here, makes landfall as a strong Cat 1, maybe even a weaker Cat 1 than forecasted by the NHC. And then a lot of rain in that tornadic threat over here. All back here. That's all rain. Precipitation and tornadoes for the central South Carolina area, but you can't see it that well. And it just continues spinning. Maybe getting areas into Augusta and Columbia, very windy. Icon. Let me scroll down again. You see making landfall is a strong, maybe even a weaker Cat 1, like the H1 or HMON model. And it just sits. You see it actually on this model, it shows it rapidly intensifying. This is a model solution. If it's inaccurate, if it's not perfect or anything, this is still a possibility. I'm not going to rule out a rapidly intensifying period where we get some heavy North Carolina impacts. Maybe even Cat 3 impacts North Carolina. That's still a possibility. Nothing has changed since when we were first tracking the system when it was an invest down here. We still could have those impacts into North Carolina, and then it becomes a northeastern come here. This is a model solution. And so far, I don't know how it's been doing. It says that's a 1001 millibar system right now, which is inaccurate. That was a 12Z to be fair. Makes landfall, and as soon as it comes offshore, it starts intensifying right off the coast of Charleston, and then it does a little curve. It's not accurate. This is probably not going to happen, but there's no ruling out that it could. JMA. This is total accumulated. Yeah, I know. I'm good. If we go to the CMC, the Canadian model, I think, shows it making landfall as a tropical storm to Cat 1. Very weak Cat 1. Comes in, dumps rain, and it's actually Again, this is still lots of rain, but it comes more into central South Carolina than the other runs. Then it goes off the sea. Looking at, I don't know if I looked at any of these. If you go to HFS-A, this is a model that is not terrible, but it's not the best either. This is more accurate with right now because it just had a 12Z run. That was a little hot ball. But you see making landfall around tropical storm, high in tropical storm to Cat 1. And then it comes through all that rain and that tornado threat in the Carolinas. Then it spins around. This and HO1 are both predicting the exact same outcome. Now looking at HFS-B, the other version of this model. You can see it making landfalls a little stronger than A. It's still probably tropical storm to Cat 1. It goes in a lot, again, that tornadic threat, and it jumps around a little bit because it's braking, but you can see all those bands. Those could house tornadoes. Let's do a little bit of a little close-up on GFS's outcome. You can really see it. Again, 800 or 980. Again, a strong Cat 1 to Cat 2. If you continue, it spins around. This is not a good scenario if this happens. Again, the spin around thing has been a common theme. From what we've seen on models, the most likely thing that's going to happen based on the models is it going into here, back into here, and it just sits around here and then just dies. That's what models have agreed on the most, and I think will continue to. So they'll give you an idea. Those models are basically worst case for the Carolina coast because of how strong or how much rain there will be. Again, we have some hurricane warnings for Cross City all the way up into Perry and almost Crawfordsville, Florida. Again, the impacts are going to be brung. I'm going to pull it up again. Is that storm surge. If we go actually into this map here, you can see the storm surge, and you can see some areas along rivers in Florida are going to be in trouble with this. Not the worst case, but Horseshoe Beach, it shows it basically underwater. Not fully underwater because homes are taller than 3 feet or 6 feet. But with the storm surge we're getting, it's going to be bad for Horseshoe Beach. Now going up to Keaton Beach. I think that's Keaton. Let me look on here because these aren't showing up. Horseshoe Beach, and then you have Sonatchee, Fish Creek and Keaton Beach on here are basically fully submerged in storm surge. This is near what we saw back with Idalia last year. We have another town north of Keaton Beach, Deckle Beach. All these areas along the coast are flooded by storm surge. Let's actually go back to here. Let's go to the Sonatchee area. I think it's around here. Where is it? It's along a river south of Keaton Beach. Alright, it didn't look good. If we go to Keaton Beach in this area, it could be over here, but yeah, this is the storm surge. I can't find it, that's why I'm not looking. It's a little interactive map. Again, this is the National Hurricane Center website. You'll see a lot on here. Looking at our wind speed probabilities, tropical storm force wind speeds. Let's start at 5%, 5 to 10% central South Carolina, down to the south part. You're done. Alabama, southeast Alabama is a very small potential. Up into the next category, we have pretty much a lot of central Georgia in the low country South Carolina, or that northern part of the low country South Carolina, in that 10 to 20, 30 to 40, or 20 to 30. We have, again, areas, the far low country of South Carolina, central Georgia again. That includes some parts of the Florida Panhandle and central Florida as well. Going up into other categories, we have southern Georgia, north, or the Panhandle, the Great Bend of Florida, having a 100% chance and 90% chance or greater of tropical storm force wind speeds. Hurricane force. The probability for hurricane force is greater offshore than onshore, so you like to see it most of the time. But we have 5 to 10% for, I'd say, I wish this thing had cities on it. I'd say Cedar Key to this area of Florida right here, if you know where that is. But yeah, that's your probabilities. I'm not going to name them out because I do not know the towns by here. But yeah, looking at the eye structure of this thing, we have more convection building on the southeast side of the eye. Not the storm, but the eye. It is developing convection. That means it's probably going to be less affected by dry air soon. So yeah, on the bottom you can see our buoy camera. This is the buoy off the coast of Florida. It's actually pretty far. This will be directly impacted possibly by the eye of the storm later. Buoy ID 42036. And then we have our Keaton Beach, Florida camera, Radar Omega camera right here. You see right now, they're Cincinnati, Florida right now too. They have an interactive camera in Cincinnati now. Let's go and turn that on our offline cam. I'll be right back. I'm just going to set that up. Wait, first let me go into studio mode so I can set this to intermission. So, yeah, be right back. we're back. I set it up. Now we have another camera. There. So yeah, you see that eye developing. I might go right back again because I need to drink. Been talking for 30 minutes. Almost fully 30 minutes too. Yeah, we're gonna keep monitoring this throughout the day. I might end it once we reach an hour and then go live later when this is near to landfall. So I'll go live around 8 p.m. for the landfall of this. So I might end it right now. I already did my briefing. You can watch it back if you missed anything. So I have it set like that. Yeah, next I'm gonna live stream, or the next stream is gonna be longer because I have to cover more of the actual hurricane. But right now, we're in a little bit of a quiet period. So again, this is our wind speed, probability, hurricane force, flash flooding potential, high risk from Savannah, Charleston up to Myrtle Beach, and arrival time of winds. I didn't go over this. Alright, again, Sunday 2 p.m. We're already getting that. Sunday at 8 p.m. winds will be throughout the Florida Panhandle. Monday at 2 a.m. through all of southwestern and southern Georgia. Monday at 8 a.m. So a few hours later, we have the winds mainly be from west of Greenville, South Carolina, down through Charleston. Monday 8 p.m. from the very, very northeast portions of South Carolina. And then southeastern North Carolina, Tuesday a.m. And then Tuesday 8 p.m. and Wednesday 8 a.m. It just continues through North Carolina. So yeah, that's my stream. We're gonna go on ending soon. So yeah, again, you can watch this over when it's over fully. So yeah.